It's been a very positive conference. I always say that Africa Oil Week is a key conference for oil and gas companies that are focused on Africa.
Some of the key topics that we did follow today included the global energy transition, the raising of capital via commercial banks and ECAs for the oil and gas projects, as well as the local content. So we're positioning ourselves as the value chain bank of choice for oil and gas, and we do have extensive experience in providing that for different sectors, and this is where we will play a major role.
I think around the world it has been proven that supply chains or access to supply chains are probably the safest and yet the most effective way of advancing financing to the SME sector.
Financing was a big thing as to how these projects really get financed, where they source equity capital, where they should source debt capital. They also spoke about the regulatory environment and the legal environment, and they also spoke about the need for African governments to provide certainty so that investments can happen, remembering that oil and gas investments are long-term investments.
In terms of the key trends, one of them which I've picked up is around ESG, which is environmental, social and governance. And for us as a bank, when we obviously work with clients, it's quite important that they meet the highest standards in terms of environmental, social and corporate governance. From an African perspective, it's always important that yes, the E is very important, but we must also appreciate that there's an S and G, and within that whole framework, you're actually doing projects in countries that depend on those resources in terms of government revenues, access to foreign exchange, job creation.
Investors are definitely looking at companies differently. Are they responsible citizens, for example? All the major banks in any way have signed up to the principles of responsible banking from the United Nations, and there's clear guidelines that everything that we do, the growth of the bank can't be the only thing that we look after anymore. We believe that sustainability must be at the forefront of all our funding decisions that we make, because clearly only our growth aspirations can be fully fulfilled if we work together to develop economies, to make sure that social responsibility is at the forefront.